Yes, well, some time ago I did a video on vegetables, and I suddenly remembered something that I'd missed. So I thought I ought to show it to you. I've got two versions. One's in the book and one's outside the book, but they're quite remarkable pictures of vegetables done in the form of landscapes by Carl Varner, this chap is a London artist. Look at that. Everything's made of vegetables, or at least edibles. Sometimes, as in this one here, the cover picture, they show a large loaf of bread for the mountain in the background. But mostly it's vegetables, and that should have gone in with a video all about vegetables, don't you think? And his artwork is now being copied, I noticed, when I was in America a few years ago, with this one here, which is very nice, because not only does they vegetable landscape, but they've got little figures in it too, which is very nice. This is Salem Arts Association Gallery near Boston, and there's a charming version of Carl's design, making vegetables into landscapes. So something I missed, and now I feel I've done it. Another one I did on kangaroos, which I had a few of, and I was in Australia only once, about 10, 15 years ago, and this one I forgot. It's rather charming. It's a little tourist one too, with a kangaroo and a ballpoint pen, and of course when you push this, it lights up. Yes, of course it should. It's got little LEDs inside it, and little batteries I've had to replace. But as you're writing like that, it'll flicker on and off as you're doing it. You might have to replace the inner part of the book with a ballpoint pen from time to time. But it's a nice version of a kangaroo as an Australian tourist piece. Very nice. Another one I did was on houses, and I knew I had this somewhere, but I've completely forgotten where. It's a charming little version of a almost folk art type house made in America out of straw pieces. Extraordinary and beautifully decorated and so well finished, but that's definitely straw. That material there's straw, and the rest of it would be straw cut up and then coloured in beautiful ways to create a perfect little typical American house. Isn't that beautiful? I had it in my memory, but I could not find it, and eventually it turned up and should have gone with the other houses. Oh well, now it's come back again. Something to put inside. Another one I did, most enjoyable, was on half toys, like half a cup of tea and half a teaspoon. And this one I've completely forgotten about. It's really very, very clever indeed. It's something I picked up in Japan originally, because there's something very strange going on here. I'll show those how they interact in a minute. There's two sorts of balls you can buy. One is a normal super bounce ball. They call it a happy ball, and one's a sad ball because it doesn't do anything. It's a special rubber, which they use incidentally in rubber hammers. But the Japanese go one stage further and make a ball which bounces, and then it sort of doesn't bounce. What an extraordinary thing. Because it's half and half. Half the ball is made of a super bounce ball, some is made of the non-bouncing ball like that. And here's a version which I'm starting to work on from Germany. There's one of these bounces and one of them sits flat, so I've got to find something to do with joining them together like that to make a version of this. Or I might go another way, because as I was looking and researching this, I discovered this rubber yo-yo, and it's a proper yo-yo, one of the things, but it's made of two halves as well. So the idea is to have one which is a super bounce ball material and bounces, the other side which just stays flat. That would be a nice idea for a toy. No one's ever thought of it. So when I next meet up with some of my toy design friends, I'll say, think about it. Have a yo-yo which is half and half. Very nice. And the last item is, I did something on eyes and eyeballs. I've got quite a few of them. My friend who's behind the camera particularly liked the rolling eyeball, which is one of those ones that's got a ball inside a sphere, and it rolls around with the eye staring at you from the top. Very weird. This is something that I picked up many years ago, and unfortunately it's a hopping toy, but it's lost its hop, you know, that's what it did. And also the eye opened and closed a bit like that. So I don't think I can bend the mechanism, not without going back to Japan where it was made probably. But anyway, the idea was a nice one. And then this one is one of the super stretched rubber ones from the American company. And it's one of those ones which consists of an eyeball. And then when you turn it inside out, because it's all hyper stretched stuff, it turns into, my goodness me, what a weird thing.